Absolutely, that's a critical part of people exploring what this house is actually going to be, and I find it to be not only one of the funner stages for people is they get to see these drawings of all these fun parts like kitchens and cabinets and fireplaces and beams and truss work and that kind of thing, but it's a critical part for us understanding what that pricing structure might be. We talked a little bit beforehand about the two types of approaches the two ways you can approach pricing and designing a house. The one method is where you pre-pick and you pre-select everything before you break ground, and then the other method is where you do some of those or you complete some of those selections as the project is underway. With the first method, you have pricing for all of those parts and pieces, fireplaces and cabinets and countertops. With the second method, you don't. So what we rely upon with that second method for people who kind of want to get the process going, but don't necessarily want to get bogged down with all the selections before they break ground, is something called allowances. Allowances historically have kind of a bad name, and I think that comes from the mindset that for a lot of people, especially from the builder side or from a lot of builders out there, they just want to get a number on paper that looks good and here's your allowance and we'll worry about whether or not it's accurate or not well down the road. We'll have you underway and we'll worry about it then. We approach allowances a lot differently than that. What we try to do is we try to hone in on our client's design style right from the beginning. And then we create allowances based on what we think that design what those selections might be as early as possible. So for instance, I could have somebody that comes to me and I know for a fact that they want quartz countertops. It will do me no good to put an allowance in there that will only get them laminate countertops. But at the same time, I don't have the exact selection of quartz that they want. So what I can do is I can price compare their amount of countertops against other similar projects that have been recently completed with quartz countertops. I can extract out a square footage and I can use that to create the allowance for this new client. Even though we don't have a final selection, I can create an allowance that should absorb, for the most part, absorb their final selections. And that's really the goal of allowances for me, is to try to get them as accurate as possible on the front end and fight those financial or those money battles right from the beginning, not down the road when people are excited about shopping for things and picking out those final selections. That should be the fun phase. In order for that to be fun, those allowances got to be as accurate as we possibly can be so that they're not short on every single thing they want to buy.